It's our daily countdown to the kickoff of the 2022 FIFA World Cup on Nigeria Superfans Forum. My name is Oluwafemi Ashalu. Today in the studio, I'll be flying solo. James Agberebi and Kayode Ogundare. Unfortunately, James wouldn't be physically present, but he will be joining us on the show. Kayode, of course, we experienced some technical issues, so Kayode wouldn't be on the show. But of course, James is around. Of course, he'll be giving us his very, very incisive analysis on the show. So it is 9 days to the kickoff, and there has been a lot of news coming out from Ghana. Today we'll be going to Ghana and Senegal. Of course, there's no longer news that Sadio Mane might likely miss the tournament in Qatar. But let's start with Ghana, where, of course, we've been having a lot of feed coming back from Ghana that a number of players, including Jeffrey Schlupp, Afena Gyan, and of course, Wakaso, and of course, Joseph Paintsil will not be going to the World Cup. That Otuado has called a few players to tell them that unfortunately they won't be going. While of course he delegated the other responsibility, which is to inform players that will be going to Boateng. So, wow, it is furious and fast at this moment. Now, once again, welcome to Nigeria Superfans Forum. James Agberebi joins us via phone. James Agberebi, welcome to Nigeria Superfans Forum Daily Countdown.
Yeah, thank you very much, Femi. Always a pleasure. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in the studio. I have to apologize for that. But as we always say, the show must go on.
Of course.
So let's get going.
Okay. James, let's get started with in Ghana, like I said. Of course, if you follow the sequence with Jeffrey Schlupp and the GFA has been on Schlupp for almost a year now. Encouraging him to return to the Black Stars fold because of over his 1 year self-induced exile from the team. And now that he agreed to be part of the team to the World Cup, he's been dropped by Otuado, and that has been generating a lot of anger, even from a number of Ghanaian journalists that, of course, we've been following. And of course, his friend, I'm talking about Sir Calvin Riches, he's lashed out on the GFA. And I read, he said he used a lot of unprintable names for the GFA. And he said, he was saying something like, shit country, I hope you guys get knocked out. A lot of things. He said, Ghanaians are disgraceful. Don't ever call my phone again. James, first of all, let's begin with these players that are going to be dropped. We have Jeffrey Schlupp. He's highly experienced there. He plays regularly for Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Talking about Afena Gyan, though Afena Gyan, you could say he moved from AS Roma to Cremonese, and if no Cremonese, they've not been doing well in Serie A, and of course, they've also been struggling. He has also not been getting playing time. That might be understandable. But what about for Joseph Paintsil, someone who's been painting the Belgian league red with Genk, and of course, Mubarak Wakaso? What is your reaction to some of these news?
Well, for me, I think the one that came as a surprise for me was Paintsil, because this is somebody who has been doing very well for Genk. So if you're going to base your invitation on performance, who has been doing well, which means Paintsil should be in the list. But unfortunately, he has been dropped, so he came as a surprise to me. So I don't know. Sometimes the decision that coaches take, sometimes you begin to wonder what's the criteria for inviting players to major tournaments, because any player that merits this place, it goes to show that player has been performing for his club. So for Paintsil to now be dropped, Otuado, unfortunately, after the World Cup, is going to, I don't know. I believe that he should, after releasing the list, I think he should be asked questions why a player like Paintsil was not invited for this tournament. So that's a surprise for me. Then for Afena, it's so unfortunate. This is somebody that was part of
the qualifying round.
Yes, he was part of it. So I thought he would be one of the players who would be going to the World Cup. So it's so unfortunate. Especially when he moved from Roma to Cremonese, the newly promoted team, he has not really been firing on all cylinders. The playing time has kind of reduced. So I think it's understandably why he was dropped. And again, his age, he's a young, upcoming player, and they feel maybe he has age on his side. Maybe even though if he's going to miss this one, maybe they believe that it might still bounce back for the next edition. Maybe by then it would have been matured enough and go ahead to do well for whatever club he plays for. So though like I said, it's so unfortunate for Afena that we won't be going to the World Cup. Then for Schlupp, I mean, I was surprised. And for his manager to come out to rant like that, we don't really know what happened between them and the GFA. For him to come out now and start ranting, I mean, it goes to show that maybe there was some kind of an agreement that was made, and maybe the GFA didn't,
fulfill their part of the whole agreement.
They fulfill their own part of the. So maybe that was the reason why he decided to go that route by insulting and saying all kinds of unprintable names. But he came out to apologize. He said he'll be supporting the Black Stars. But for me, I don't really see that as an apology, because the way he stated it, he didn't really come out to say sorry for the kind of words he used. But he just said he's going to support Ghana. Blah blah blah. There are some things he said that need to be investigated, because the way he came out, all guns blazing, attacking, calling them corrupted bodies, and I mean, it wasn't nice at all, So this, I would say all this. This the period coaches hate the most, when it comes to releasing players for the World Cup, because you are going to hurt a lot of players, Some of them might even come out and say, what did this guy do to be called up? Even the Brazilian squad is being heavily criticized. Somebody like Gabriel Martinelli, a former Brazilian player came out, Neto, that these guys, they don't watch the invitation, So
even Roberto Firmino.
Exactly. So these are the things. That's why I said when it comes to this period, I mean, coaches are always getting criticism, insults, abuse, because it's never easy, when you want to announce your squad for the World Cup. So, having said that, the most important thing now is for Outrage to make sure that all the players he's going to invite for this World Cup are guys who will do the Black Stars and Africa proud. Because he knows the players, he has been with them, so he knows he is the only one that can come out and explain to everybody why he's going with certain players, why the likes of Jeffrey Schlupp, Pencil, Afena won't be going to the World Cup, So that's just, I think for them, but that's just the way it is.
Okay, James, please still stay with us. Of course, if I have the opportunity to meet Outrage, I'm going to personally ask him some questions, because when you have someone like Joseph Pencil, who has scored 5 goals and registered 6 assists in 13 matches in the Belgian league, then what would be the reason for not taking him to the World Cup? Though I think there's need for that emphasis, though the GFA, Outrage himself, has not come out to say that this is the list I'm going to the World Cup, but there has been report in Ghana that some of these players, the agents, have been contacted, and they've come out to say they received calls from the coach that they've told their players that they will not be going to the World Cup. So that is where we are talking about this. Okay, James, let's go to Senegal now. Of course, that's sad news, of course, because it is not just sad news for Senegal, it is also for Africa. The best player on the continent and the second best player in the world, I'm talking about Sadio Mane, will most likely miss the World Cup, because, of course, since Bayern Munich are still saying that, of course, they are still carrying out tests and all that, but it is just 12 days to Senegal's first game in that. Remember, they're in Group A. So what do you think, James? And let me first ask you, of what magnitude is this damage to Senegal's chances of even progressing from that group to start with?
It's a very big loss. It's going to be a very big loss. And the way it is, I think his chances of going is very slim, because from what Bayern Munich came out to say, that he's going to undergo a series of tests. I mean, I just calculate from now to when the World Cup will start. I know how these things, how it goes. So for me, I mean, it's going to be massive, a big blow, not only for Senegal, but also for Africa as a whole, because we are all looking up to Senegal, because they've been the best African side for going to how many years now, and they proved it at the last AFCON, and Mane was key in that triumph in Cameroon. He scored the winning goal that clinched their first AFCON title, and also the decisive penalty that knocked out Egypt
in the playoff
to qualify for their World Cup. And for such a player to now down with injury, I mean, this is not the kind of news we want to hear. In our previous edition, we've been talking about players getting injured, and we've not heard the last of it. And unfortunately, the biggest player in Africa, the second best player in the whole world, is now down with injury. I mean, this is not what we bargained for. And even if he should still make the squad, how fit will he be at the World Cup? That's another thing. You can recover from injury, but another thing is how much fit will you be? You remember what happened to Egypt at the last World Cup? Salah single-handedly qualified them for the World Cup, but he missed their first 2 games.
Yeah.
He had to play, the injury in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
But it was a half-fit Salah that played at the World Cup. He scored a couple, I think, but we didn't see the best of Salah. So unfortunately, it's like history is about to repeat itself. Mane, I don't know, it's a sad one, not only for Senegal Lions, also for Africa as a whole. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. Maybe a miracle could happen, and we'll see him bounce back and do well for. But as it is now, I mean, it's not looking good at all.
So we are really wishing all the players that will be going to the World Cup all the best, particularly with injuries, because we do not want any casualty, no matter how small, or no matter how big it is. Because of course, though this tournament they said it is the World Cup like no other. But we do not want any major injuries anymore, particularly even to our African brothers who will be going to the tournament. James, as we round up now, let's talk about what the implication this would be for countries, even for their respective clubs. I don't know what you think, but I am anticipating a situation where a certain number of players maybe might leave the World Cup early to return to their clubs for treatment. Because, of course, we've just seen what just happened to Mane. You do not know what is going to happen in the first game of the World Cup, even in the opening game, and, of course, in other subsequent matches.
Yeah, I think the sad thing there is, even at the World Cup, don't be surprised that you still see players getting injured. Because they've not really had the opportunities to relax and take a break, then resume camping for the World Cup. It's like from the club side just straight to camp, just so no break. So I mean, it's a sad one. Just like what we said, this World Cup is a special one. I mean, the timing, everything about it is so different.
Even Blatter has come out to apologize. Yeah.
So that's another story entirely. That's a story for another day. I mean, it's late already, so we just have to. The show had to go on. They took the decision, even though they didn't take so many things into consideration. Just like they just took decisions based on selfish interest. But this is where it has landed us. So there's no going back again. The World Cup is just less than how many days now. So whatever he's saying now is just I don't know. It has no effect. It has no effect. You just have to go on. The World Cup must go on. And unfortunately, we're still going to see players breaking down. And we don't know the kind of condition they will be in when they come back to resume their league football. I mean, it's terrible.
It's crazy.
So we're going to miss a lot of good players. Just down to injuries. And, so I just hope that those that will take part will give us a good showing at the World Cup. So that's just it.
All right, James Agberibi, thank you for joining us on our daily countdown today.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. Always a pleasure.
Okay, so if you can be physically present in the studio tomorrow, hopefully you'll be able to join us at least in some way also.
Yeah, like I said, whether we are in the studio or not, the show must go. Thank you for the kind of technology that we have now. The most important thing is the show must go on.
Yeah.
Just did. So even I won't be able to make it to the studio tomorrow. I believe the show will go on, and we'll have what it takes to give our listeners, our viewers, our readers the best. Because that's what we always do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, James.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so for Ghana, we are getting our fingers crossed because news has it that Outrage will be releasing his final list, 26-man list for the World Cup tomorrow, November 11th. So we'll be getting you closer to the action. And the Ghana, of course, the camp for the World Cup will be kicking off, will be opening on November 14th. And for Ghana, of course, South Korea, they've released their final 26-man list. And of course, Usomin, we thought he wasn't going to be able to make the World Cup, but he is there. So everything is now shaping up. We'll be waiting to have those lists tomorrow. Honestly, I can't wait so that at least we'll have something to actually chew on the show right here. So until tomorrow, when it will be 8 days to the kickoff of the 2020 FIFA World Cup, I remain Oluwafemi Ashalu. Bye for now.